Welcome to the Woodshed with Cody Wood on the Equus Radio Network, where some amazing guests stop in, share their stories, and have a few laughs along the way. From the rodeo road to everyday life, it's all part of the ride. Here's your host, Cody Wood.
Once again, this time on the afternoon with a great guest here on round 7 of the Wrangler National Final Rodeo. You know, when you're looking at rodeo and all the different things rodeo and how the contract personnel comes together, there might not be a more pivotal part in the overall performance than them being a music director and what music brings to the overall stage. And here we have the opportunity to bring you a National Final Steer Rope and Music Director this year, one of the top 5 nominees for Music Director of the Year. So right now, folks, without further ado, this is Jersey Jake Osterman.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Jersey, it's great seeing you, man.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate
round
you.
7, I can't believe it's round 7 already.
Yeah, it's been a good rodeo.
It has.
It's been a really good rodeo, and you know, a lot of excitement, a little bit of drama now, I guess, if you will. But
yeah,
it's good.
that was you know, I got on the old Facebook, and
yeah,
me for the perf was even over last night. They were going off, and it's such a hard call because I know the fans. You know, we only see 2 or 3 camera angles, and the PRCA is saying that they use 12 different cameras, and they try to make a decision in a timely manner. And obviously, I saw it on the big screen at our watch party over at the Rio with Matt Merritt, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I know it'll be interesting to see. I don't know, nothing can come from it necessarily, but other than that, it'll be interesting to watch Stetson and how he approaches the rest of these, last 4 rounds. That's
well, he sure approached that last bull pretty well, you know.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a fire lit under him now, no doubt about it. And you mentioned your watch party over at the Rio. Had the opportunity to go over there the other day as well. I mean, you guys are having fun over there now. It has really grown. It
is a true blast over there. It's the only interactive watch party that I know of. You know, Matt goes above and beyond to get his sponsors involved. Baja Vida Beef Jerky gives Matt and I a proverbial truckload of beef jerky. Yeah. And we came up with a game, where the audience can guess a time, or we start it in the bronc ride, and so you can guess the score, and if you get it right, we won some beef jerky. So it's been a great way to involve the crowd, so you're not just sitting there watching the rodeo.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a comfortable place to watch the rodeo too. That's a big room, big screens, and so I mean,
and it's all ages.
All ages, yeah. And it's just comfortable.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, and yourself and Matt have just done a phenomenal job. I mean, Matt is a unique person, man. He has got the ability to engage and entertain a room, not just a room. I mean, I've watched him just do the PBR Teams Championships a couple weeks ago, engage with an entire stadium of people, and very few people can do that. So
I guess it was 2014 or 14. I came out here and I worked for Anthony Lucia, and we used to do a watch party in Mandalay Bay. And then as Anthony's career continued to grow, he had some other opportunities come up, and not that he wasn't still involved in the producing of the show. We needed a host, and I'm a music director. That's the reason I don't announce. So we had a couple fill-in years with some other guys. And then in 2021, Matt came over and hosted it and did an outstanding job. And then that was the last year for Mandalay Bay. So, no, I guess 22. We had it 22. And in 23, we moved over to the Rio. And it was just us, man. We had a crew there that got us the feed. And Rio had just been sold to a new group. And I would do the switching off the laptop and everything, and then the next year it grew, and then this year it's really grown, and I think it's got its legs, and it's going.
It does. And I got there really early, and that was the other thing that I thought was awfully entertaining about it is, I mean, there was action going on. I mean, man, about 4:30. I mean, it was almost like a full hour before the performance, and food right there on hand and stuff. That just made it real easy, and enjoyable. So, yeah. Well, good luck the rest of the week out there, man. You have had quite the season, a great season, but obviously here with the Equus Television and a lot of our viewers being on the East Coast, yourself being from the East Coast.
I still call Piles Grove, New Jersey home.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. I know. And the opportunity to have kind of a lifelong connection and directly with the historical Cowtown Rodeo and what that has been for decades now. And it just seems to be getting better as well.
Yeah. I mean, so my Uncle Grant, he's not really my uncle, but he's the closest thing to a brother my dad had. And he and his wife bought it from his father, and they ran it successfully to 19 maybe. And then in 20, their youngest daughter, Katie, her husband, and she and her husband took over the business and bought the business. And I think like most places, man, COVID was a horrible thing. I had it. I ended up in intensive care. It was brutal, but it was the best thing that ever happened for rodeo. I think. I feel. Yeah. I feel like it was a reset, to make, for sure. And we were the only outdoor activity.
Yeah.
So that and Yellowstone was huge with it, and now it's become. I think we sold out 17 of 19 performances this year.
Man. Yeah, that's amazing. And even just to see, when they have sometimes whether, they'll span the crowd or, maybe an announcer or somebody will kind of share their opening and whatnot, that I've had the chance to see. And even the PBR that's made its way there.
We also do the richest X Bowls east of Mississippi.
Oh, man.
60,000 added. I mean, anybody's there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, but you started with it at a young age. You've been around it for basically your whole life then, right?
So I grew up there. I was never a big fan of horses, but I always loved being around the rodeo. Those are, they're my people, my family.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, I guess maybe when I was in 6th grade, I started spending my summers in Wyoming, but I'd come home and then go to the rodeo, and it was kind of the expected thing for us to do. So I kind of rebelled a little bit and raced motocross and played in bands. And I guess it was in about 2004. I just lost my older brother and just kind of got back into it. And I went to an event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was the world's toughest rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
And we had always had a band at Cowtown. But through my music and everything, when I went to the world's toughest, they had computer-generated music.
Okay,
and I was like, okay, hold on. This is up my alley, you know what I mean? And so from that point on, I was involved. I got involved, helping put the circuit finals on. And in 2014, I mixed my first rodeo at Cowtown.
Man.
So...
Yeah, and it's amazing how life works, isn't it? Sometimes, how you said you maybe rebelled a little bit, but it took you down a path of music and being in a band and kind of understanding the nuances, not just of the music itself, but, interacting with the crowd and being able to, the ebbs and flows that come with the entertainment side of all that. And now here you are.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Still going.
Still going. Honestly, I think you're just getting warmed up, honestly, in a lot of ways. I just, myself, announcing and, I'm, haven't been announcing real long, but I can tell you, there is something special. I love the I guess the camaraderie, if you will, between an announcer and a music director. Any chance I get to work with a new music director or something else, when you find your flow with each other, it is awfully cool. And
I think, I've done almost every job in rodeo as far as that's not horseback.
Yeah.
I've tripped latches. I've worked the strip and shoot. I've packed panels. I've loaded bulls. Through that, I guess, trust me, I like carrying a laptop much better than I like carrying a panel.
That's no doubt.
But, you learn the ins and outs and what works. I mean, I really love the production aspect of it. Have a lot to do. So I worked the Badlands Circuit Finals this year and got to work with a phenomenal production team up there.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. And then, but before that, I'd done the first Frontier Circuit Finals 9 times. And when I went in there, they were just starting to do some openings. And then Anthony Lucia came in the next year, and he and I, were very best friends. And we spent so much time bouncing ideas off each other, and we just grew the openings. And we went from 3 spotlights to now we have a full motorized rig there. And they're having me come back and call the lights and help call the show and everything. So that's pretty neat. And then I do Rodeo Rapid City, where I run the production up there. And so that's what I love. I love being able to put the music with what's going on in the arena.
Yeah, for sure. And just the overall production of any event, but watching it all come together, and then telling the story throughout that process and however else you want to look at it. But when you look at productions and one that you play a big role in and have the opportunity, obviously my part is minuscule, but there at the Days of 47 in Salt Lake, I mean,
my opinion, working with Tommy Joe Lucia is like, I mean, to me, that there is he and Steve Gander are like it when it comes to the production stuff of it. I mean, the things Tommy Joe has done, and before him, the things Steve and Steve Gander did with the World's Toughest, and I've learned so much from the Moorheads, and just a lot of times my ideas are pretty big, and there's always somebody there. It's like, you can't take the roof off the building and land a helicopter. So if you can't do that, let's make it seem like we're landing a helicopter.
Yeah, there you go.
But those opportunities, man, I've get to work with my heroes.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, even just like speaking to Tommy Joe or whatnot, just being in a production meeting that he's running and everything else is awfully special, and grateful to be a part of that. And but you did such a good job this summer, man. Honestly, having the opportunity to be there and listen to you every single night, I mean, that is such a cool rodeo, and that's why I wanted to mention it when we're talking about the production piece. But that's just continuing to get bigger and bigger as well.
It was that was such an honor to be part of it. I'm going back this year, and Brad started there, and listen, man, that's big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And I came in after him, and I can't say enough about what a huge help he was, helping me get ready for it. Hambone, Josh Hilton, another person that's played such a role in getting me going, and Anthony, same thing. I mean, they were all those guys. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have a group that we really do care about each other and want to see everyone do well.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody's winning. That's exactly what we're shooting for. And so when you look at music and how it's played a role, right? You went to the World's Toughest way back then and heard that, just how it completely changed the overall scene of the rodeo performance. And when, that buck and shoot cracks or that timed event guy nods its head, I mean, it is really an art, what you're doing and some of the nuances that you have to, pay attention to throughout the entire event.
So it is like, I always get a day sheet and I always get a buck order because I want to know who's up and what you're doing. A rodeo like the Days of 47 is hard because you have smoke every time. I mean, you have the best of the best there, but you can't just bring it every time, or that becomes,
find an ebb and flow.
But I always say this: imagine watching Jurassic Park with no soundtrack.
That's right. That's a great point.
It'd be pretty boring. So it's. I guess we are the composers of the soundtrack.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
Yep. And when you look at the overall history of rodeo, and like you said, a band being at Cowtown, there was a band at at the NFR for years and years. And so the role of a music director in the overall scheme of things is still, fairly new in a sense. And some of those guys, that they've kind of led the way, where they're Benjis and all that. But, and I think it's just even getting to be even a whole other thing that's opened doors. and where I like to see it is because my sister's actually benefiting from it right now as well. But now it's created a whole nother role for people to have a path in rodeo,
Yep.
to be a part of this lifestyle. And it's such a cool aspect of everything that we do, and like I said, being an announcer, when you start finding that flow with somebody and whatnot, and you have the opportunity, like I'm sure like with Anthony or whoever, any other announcer you've worked with quite a bit, you start learning each other's cadences, and it gets fun.
So I always make the joke, we're just pressing buttons, but you're not. It's a process that just happens. When you feel it, you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for sure. And so your career is really played out, and you've continued to grow year in and year out, and the opportunity to actually, where I first met you there at the National Final Steer Roping.
Yep.
That is a big time honor, and
that was when I got that call, I was pretty taken back.
Yeah.
And then when I got the call this year,
yep,
that I was nominated top 5, that was even more so.
That's a whole other step.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. I mean, your ceiling's still a long ways away.
Yep.
In that sense. But when you go back to the National Final Steer Roping and heading down to Mulvane, because that's its own beast in itself, right?
I never worked a steer tripping in my life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because it's not the same everyday rodeo.
It's a different animal.
Yeah.
When you got to stop the music and this and that. So I watched a lot of steer roping leading up to that.
Yeah.
But same thing, I had to call. You got to call production there. You got to call the show, and I had a great team there with me, and that's what makes it.
Yeah, it all comes together like that, and you even had a little bit of weather, a little thunderstorm to deal with. I know that was brutal. That was brutal. It was coming down.
I remember you were announcing the legacy roping.
Yeah, the senior part of
it, and
everything went out.
Sitting in my room and the power goes out. Well, using a digital mixer, like it shuts everything down. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember running down the arena as fast as I can.
Yeah, for sure. It went pitch black in that place there for a second, but I was grateful for you and getting down there as fast as you did there, because I thought I was going to have to just start hollering it out. But then, like I said, that is such a great honor in itself, and what they do down there in Mulvane. I mean, it is the NFR, it just happens to be in Kansas. And then to get that call to be in the top 5, like I said, there's so many talented music directors, especially when you look at the list that you're on with the top 5, but even the ones beyond that, is a pretty exclusive list and headed in the right direction. But, just take us back. I know that you mentioned when you got that call that it was pretty surreal or whatnot, but I mean, that had to be a goal that you've been striving for.
So it always has been. I mean, anybody that tells you like, oh, it doesn't matter if you get nominated, like in the grand scheme of things, I still have the same rodeos I did when I wasn't nominated. But to just be recognized and being 26 minutes from Philadelphia International Airport.
Yeah.
And I don't live in Texas.
Yeah.
So to get that call when you're from where I'm from, I mean, that's like, I always say, even without a nomination, like I feel like I'm winning at life. And what I mean by that is I have 2 healthy kids, I have a beautiful wife, I have a farm, and the things that really matter are there. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I cried.
Yeah,
pretty hard. 2 years ago, I think it was the day they were doing the nomination calls, and I get a call. And it comes in. It says Colorado Springs, and I'm like, "It's happening!"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, it's so-and-so in the PRCA. So I'm gonna let you know you're fined up." I'm like, or something. You owe this. I'm like, guys, of all the days.
Yeah.
So, but no, when I called this year, I don't even remember what the girl said. I was nominated. Something about I'd get an email. And my wife happened to be home from work that day, and she came downstairs. I had tears in my eyes, and she's like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I told her. I mean,
yeah.
I couldn't do any of it without her.
Yeah, that having a support system. Because I was going to say, I mean, being any contract personnel, it's a grind.
Yeah,
it is a grind. I mean, your wins are by an inch, right? You gain an inch. You don't gain a mile. I mean, you literally grind this out. And so you have put in a lot of miles, a lot of, just any contract personnel, but time away from your family and your beautiful wife and your kids. And so when you get recognized for something like that, I mean, it is awfully sweet.
It is like I'm out here. I'm getting paid to be here. I'm working a show with Matt Merritt in the afternoon, or TV, and I have all these great guests, and then I go do the show at night and get all these opportunities. And it's the greatest thing in the world, man. But I'll tell you, Monday when I get home to see my little boy,
Yep.
And I think that's the hardest part about what any of us do.
Yeah.
I'm getting, a little sappy just thinking about it, but
oh man, I'm right there with you. I'll be honest with you, my youngest got here last night, and so I got one of my three, what I mean? And it's like, I do feel, rejuvenated in a sense, and like, right. But it is, it's tough being away from them.
Like my July this year, there's like 2 days.
Man. Yeah.
I don't have to be somewhere. And, I told my wife, I'm like, you or my dad or somebody's gonna have to bring them out. I mean, I don't care what it costs. I'm gonna fly home to see them. But, he's at that age right now. He's 3. We were talking the other day, and I'm on FaceTime, and he throws a muck boot across the kitchen. I'm like, what is going on with you? And he just breaks down that he misses me. And,
that's the hard part.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you right now, man. I know exactly what you're saying, and it's the give and the take, and when you're looking at a lot of what we do, and just the sacrifices, and that's why I mean, when you get that call and the opportunity to be here, it's awfully special, man. And then to have a support system like you do, like with your wife, and I believe your dad and stuff is awfully helpful as well.
Yeah, he lives across the street from me.
Yeah,
so, my mom passed away in 21, but I know that she would be right there to help too. And I mean, the day that remember I was at Pretty Prairie, Kansas, and she had gone in the hospital, and things were looking good, and I was ready to get on a plane. She was like, stay where you are.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough I got home to see her before she passed.
Oh,
but,
good.
I mean, I got on a plane the next morning.
Yeah.
Morning after she passed. I was working a bull ride.
Yeah.
When she passed away, and I got on a plane the next morning and had to fly to another one.
Yeah. And that's just it, not to go that, but a lot of people, like I said, they just admire and for good reason, the things and the opportunities you have, the cool places, the people you get to meet.
And I'm by no means saying like, maybe
no, but it's real though.
Yeah,
it's absolutely real.
The best part about it is doing this job gives me the opportunity to meet people like you and build relationships, and my friends. And when I do get to take my family with me, everybody's so good to them. And I told my wife, I said, well, enjoy JJ, my little one. I said, enjoy him now. Because when he's old enough to go with me, he's going.
Yeah, he's going.
And
that's a fact.
I just can't wait. Like the life we live, man, to show my kids the country, and I feel so blessed.
Yeah, for sure. Like my dad rode bulls, and he rode bulls for long into his 50s, so it was really cool. I had the opportunity, as a senior in high school to be rodeoing with my dad, pulled his bull rope at Shun Frontier Days and that sort of thing. And to your point, like you said, hang on to him right now while you can, because when the time comes, we're heading out, and he's going to be able to experience all that, which is so cool. And I was going to mention, so I've had, I don't know how many of these I've done now this week. I've been knocking these out and having great conversations with people. And almost every single time, I bet you, without even trying, just naturally the conversation has gone to rodeo family, what this sport is, raising our kids as a community type of thing. And here we are talking about it again, just falling into it. It really is the greatest thing about what we do in our sport.
Yeah, I have such great experience with things because I'm at places I want to be. Mm-hmm. In every rodeo I work, I want to be there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the committee is the same way. They want us there. You see it even, Days of 47, a huge rodeo. Oh, Tommy Joe and Dan Shaw sat there in the meeting. And the biggest thing they stress with us is not just the event, but if you guys need anything, you call. You need an ear, You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, all of us are in this together. We all got kids at home or whatever. Like, you have a conversation with anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, you know, like I said, being back home and kind of circling back to, you know, to a lot of our viewers being from up in your area, you know, and representing the First Frontier circuit, you know, I mean, it is unique. And there's a lot of really good rodeo athletes that I don't think sometimes people don't realize, right? Because they might move south and next thing you know, they have a Texas address, but their roots and their ability started up in that direction.
So, I mean, that was the another thing that maybe, like, with the nomination this year, like, I still live in New Jersey. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, I don't, it's not like, oh, you know, why they call you Jersey Jake? Because he's from no, I live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my thing is, I can get to anywhere in the world from Philly.
Yeah. Yep. That's
where my home is, where my farm is. And I don't think if I didn't have the farm and didn't, you know, my friends are still at home are still my friends that I've had since elementary school.
Yep. Love that. That's awfully special as well. That goes a long way.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, like, our block, there's like 3 blocks that encompasses, like, us to Cowtown and everything else. And it's been the same landowners. And, yeah, it's funny. Somebody once called it a cult because we're like this group that lives in the middle of it. And it's funny because when I would get horseback, which was very rarely, but when I did, you know, and you'd be crossing cattle Cowtown has a tunnel built under US 40 that we run the stock under. But I mean,
still this day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the things I used to complain to my dad, like, I don't want to ride this horse. I'm going to get bucked off. I hate this and that. Now I look back, like, we horseback in these cars would whip over on the side of the road. Like, man, listen, I don't claim to be a cowboy. I mean, I rode a bull at 10, ripped my ear off, got a couple backwards in a gorilla costume. I mean, I've moved cows horseback or whatever, but, like, I'm by no means some ranch cowboy.
Yeah.
And, but to those people, to see guys on horseback moving cattle, like, in New Jersey, it's wild.
It is wild. So do you still have the chance then, or on your calendar, as busy as you've gotten and some of these shows, do you still go back to Cowtown?
I do 12 a year.
12.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do 12. Fit them in. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's less than that this year.
Yeah.
Like, like, literally July, I go, I'll fly to Denver. I'll drive to Killdeer, North Dakota. I'll work Killdeer, North Dakota. Like, last year I had to overnight in a lot of places. So I'll go fly to Denver, drive to Killdeer, have 2 days off. I'll go to Casper, Wyoming, start that.
Just right.
And then Josh Hilton will come. He'll start Estes, and then we'll switch. I'll finish Estes. He'll finish Casper. I'll fly home for 2 days, go back to Pretty Prairie, Kansas. From Pretty Prairie, I get done there, and then fly to Salt Lake and work the days of 47. Man,
those are good July rodeos too. So, I didn't realize that you had Estes and Casper.
So they're Josh Hilton's, but I fill in for him when he needs and everything. So, I mean, they're not my rodeos by any means.
Still though, chance to work it.
Yeah, I get to work there, and you know, they overlap again this year. So I'm thankful that you know, he puts his faith and his trust in me to go in there and be a good person and do a good job, and makes for a good July. And then I'll come home and work at Cowtown and the X-Bulls and another Cowtown. I go to Wichita Falls. I'm home for a week, and I go to Albuquerque.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I know that's on the move. It's on the move. I know my dad won Estes Park in 1982, and so obviously in being from the mountains of Colorado, you know, I've had the chance to go to Estes a lot. So that one's, you know, got a sweet spot in my heart or whatnot, you know, and so it's a beautiful arena. I'm really, like I said, the opportunity that Josh Hilton, also known as Hambone, has given me has been huge, and I'm so thankful. And you know, like I said, Brad too. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without people like that in my corner. Yeah, you know, people like Anthony as well, and you know, Matt Merritt, and like you said, I mean, it takes you, one, them having confidence in your ability, and then two, like I said, one of the most important parts of this whole thing is, treating people the right way and being easy to deal with, and all those things. I mean, so that's a big testament to yourself, that they have that faith in you, like you said.
I always say, man, when they put me in the ground, I could care less whether somebody stands around and says, man, the way he played Enter Sandman, whatever. I mean, I want people to remember me as a good friend, and great husband, and an even better father.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and he happens to play Enter Sandman really good.
If they even want to say that. Right? I mean,
just kidding. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true though, man. And that's where, here we are again, coming full circle of what this community is and how important, these people become in your life and going up and down the road. And it definitely creates a special bond, man. And I sure do, appreciate you and from that moment of being able to meet you there at the Steer Open Finals and getting a chance. Like I said, I know it was a very minuscule part, but it felt good being able to announce while you were playing music there for a quick moment this summer, and hope that one day get to do a full blown rodeo that you're playing music at. So
I have faith that will happen.
Yeah,
you do a great job as well, and
I appreciate it, man.
Enjoy working with you, and you got a lot of talent and a good person, and
well, I appreciate that, man. It's been fun, like I said, it's been fairly still early on, and so I got a lot to learn, but man, is it good, just like even what you guys are doing here and what you do all the time and representing, just by wearing a cowboy hat and walking through the airport, there's a responsibility that we carry. And
I mean, there's a lot of times you'll see me in the airport and sweatpants and a sweatshirt and a cowboy hat.
That's okay too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. I know it. So, but you know what I mean, though. Just and so that's why it's great just to even have a platform to be able to represent our demographic, and because it sky's the limit. I truly believe that we've had a good run over these last few years. Like you said, I think COVID did play a big role in our kind of jump in popularity, if you will, and the combination of the Yellowstone effect and all that. But what I'm thrilled about is that we're not just resting on our laurels, right? There's a lot of people doing a lot of outside of the box thinking, and I think,
man, you gotta do that. You're we're entertainment.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it.
Yeah.
There's some people that may disagree with me. I'm sure there are people that disagree with me. We are no different than, we have competition during it, but in the grand scheme of things, we are entertainment.
We are.
It's no different if you go to any kind of sporting event, or even Disney on Ice or anything like that. We are the show.
Yeah.
And when you're competing with, hey, they're blowing stuff up and shooting flames and everything else, well, I guess we better do that as well.
Yeah.
Especially in these bigger markets, everybody wants to come out and be a cowboy for a Saturday night or whatever, and if we can provide that for them, and that's something that if you don't do that, it's an untapped market.
Yeah, you're right. You're wasting an opportunity in a sense. And so, well, man, I look forward to getting back over to the Rio and watching you and Matt go to work again and having some fun, and just these next 4 rounds should be awfully entertaining.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So 1987 was the last time that Cowtown Rodeo won a buckle, a go-round buckle.
Oh yeah.
And I got to go up on stage with Katie and RJ at the South Point for round 2 when Stetson rode Orbit.
Oh yeah, nice. Heck yeah.
And he's out again the night. Kai rode Kingdom the other night, I think for 88 3/4 or something. And then Bryce Jensen has Orbit again the night. And,
oh man, he's riding good too.
Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe
another trip to the South Point.
Yeah, a little more dark circles under the eyes tomorrow, but. It's so great to represent New Jersey.
Yeah. Yep. In Cowtown, like I said, it's a historical, beautiful spot, man. And I hope to get there in person someday. I'm actually going to see my first experience with Cowtown actually was with a bull rider. His name is Abe Morris, and he's actually from Jersey and made his way to the University of Wyoming and still calls home over in Colorado now. So I've had the chance to grow up around him, and so ever since, him filling me in on some of the stories of how he got started, I've been wanting to make my way that way. But it's an awful special place. So if you happen to find yourself in New Jersey, everybody make sure to hit the
definitely.
Rodeo.
It's every Saturday, Memorial Day to the last weekend of September.
Perfect.
And it sells out, so you got to get your tickets online. I mean, it does, and I think it's August 10th and 11th
for the Extreme Bulls.
Whatever that Monday, Tuesday is. You will not see a better bull riding anywhere.
Yeah, very good, man. Well, Jersey, thank you so much for being here,
Thanks
man.
for having
I
me
really
on.
appreciate you taking the time to come down here. I know you've got a lot going on,
Appreciate it.
but thank you so much for the opportunity. And so, folks, thank you again for joining in and tuning in here to the Woodshed on Equus Television, Equus Radio Network. Another great episode brought to you by Leviate Air Group. Thank you to the great people of Leviate Air Group for helping support this show over the last few days, and in this episode specifically here with Jersey Jake. But right now, folks, we are just a little ways away from round number 7 here at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. It's going to be a great evening. And a lot is about to play out, and the story is about to be told as we get one step closer to crowning our world champions come Saturday night. So for right now, you have a great round number 7, and we will see you on the next episode of The Woodshed with Cody Wood.
If you enjoyed the podcast, let us know. Contact Cody Wood at cody@equustelevision.net. Thanks for listening, and join us every week right here on the Equus Radio Network.